No one saw all of this coming. One man is about to implement the mope, the mother of all plans. And if this interpretation is correct, it is bigger, better, worse, and far more consequential than most people have ever imagined. That man is President Donald J. Trump. This is not simply about politics. It is not about personality. It is about a prophetic sequence, one that Lowell Taylor says was identified and published as far back as 2013. And Lowell Taylor brings the receipts. According to the current record, his list contains 22 fulfilled prophetic points, 9 points in progress, and 0 fundamental errors. That is 31 points either fulfilled or currently unfolding. No one else has published such a detailed, organized list showing the Bible book, chapter, verse, and general order of prophetic events with this level of claimed validation. For years, Bible experts have announced, "This Bible sign is happening," or "That Bible sign is about to happen." But, as time passes, many of those explanations prove to be wrong. Can you relate to that? Christians around the world are often left with pieces of prophecy, but not the complete picture. They have been called clueless and confused, not because they do not love God, not because they do not study Scripture, but because they may have been taught to organize the prophetic chapters incorrectly from the beginning. According to Lowell Taylor, the foundational mistake goes back to St. Jerome, around 400 AD. The claim is that St. Jerome made an honest explanation mistake concerning the only Bible foundational chapter for organizing the prophetic events of our day. But that mistake changed the meaning of the chapter. And for more than 1,600 years, millions of pastors, priests, popes, and prophets may have been building their explanations on that same error. The result? Confusion, contradictory predictions, excitement over one prophecy, followed by disappointment when the next prediction fails. Can you blame Christians for becoming skeptical? Now here is where President Trump enters the picture. In 2013, Lowell Taylor says he was guided to publish a poster containing 210 biblical prophetic points. At the time, that poster named people and events many would have considered impossible to identify. It named Khamenei of Iran. It named Erdogan of Turkey by roll. And it named President Trump. Not as a political guess. As part of a prophetic sequence Lowell believed had been revealed through the Bible. Since then, the record has continued to be examined, and the claim remains: not one person has brought forward one fundamental error, not one. The current count is 22 fulfilled points and 9 in progress, 31 in total, and Lowell expects that number to reach 38 in the coming months. The interpretation includes Erdogan of Turkey being removed by the United States. It includes boundaries in the Middle East being redrawn, and it points to Israel and the United States fulfilling prophetic events in our day. For Christians, this is more than interesting. It is a Christian thrill. It is unprecedented validation. Because if the general order of these events can be known, believers do not have to walk blindly into the future. But now we come to the part that demands your full attention. Out of more than 40 unique individuals referenced across 4 Bible chapters relating to our day, 3 individuals play an extraordinary role. The first is the Antichrist, who fulfills many prophetic points farther down the road. The second is the future second king of the Kingdom of the North, the individual connected to setting up the worldwide Mark of the Beast monetary system. That individual is described as dreadful and terrible. Yet at one point, he becomes convincing as a good man. The interpretation suggests that this future role could involve one of the sons of President al-Sisi of Egypt. But the third individual is ruling today. He will directly or indirectly influence an unprecedented 20 prophetic points. According to this interpretation, he is God's chosen instrument to do certain things. He is a good man who will learn the prophecy, recognize his assignment, and choose to do what God has already said he will do. According to the Bible, he removes Khamenei of Iran. According to the Bible, he removes Erdogan of Turkey. According to the Bible, Middle Eastern boundaries are redrawn. And when you connect the dots, the individual being discussed is President Donald J. Trump. Yes. Good job to those who guessed President Trump. Now consider what follows. By removing Khamenei and Erdogan, and by rearranging the boundaries of the Middle East, the old nations are reorganized into 2 prophetic kingdoms, the Kingdom of the North and the Kingdom of the South. The Kingdom of the South could include Egypt, Gaza, Israel, Lebanon, Jordan, the lower part of Iraq, and the lower part of Iran. Instead of Gaza, Lebanon, Jordan, Lower Iraq, and Lower Iran building military power and remaining trapped in terrorist conflict, Egypt would be tasked with demilitarizing those areas. That would mean less focus on war, more focus on peace, more focus on prosperity. The Kingdom of the North could include Turkey, Syria, northern Iraq, and northern Iran. According to the interpretation, that kingdom would be ruled by one of the sons of al-Sisi, a father and son arrangement, 2 leaders, 2 kingdoms, 2 different responsibilities. Israel would be part of the Kingdom of the South. Israel would retain the ability to develop and stockpile weapons for the final events leading to the return of Christ in power and glory. At the same time, Israel would receive additional protection from Egypt. The surrounding areas would be demilitarized. The old Gaza area, the old Lebanon area, the old Jordan area, southern Iraq, southern Iran. That would be a massive, multi-level benefit for Israel, including Israel's opportunity to build the Third Temple. It would also offer Muslims in those regions a better chance to live without constant war. And this is where the potential impact of President Trump becomes enormous. If President Trump facilitates these changes quickly, the result could be extraordinary for the United States and for the world. As these prophetic points come into play, they could ignite an unprecedented, draw closer to Christ revival around the world. Christians will examine the information for themselves. They will see President Trump taking actions that this interpretation says were recorded thousands of years ago. They will see the prophecy indicating that President Trump will eventually be broken, and many will begin searching for a more accurate understanding. Imagine how many people could become Christians. Imagine how many could return to church or attend for the first time. Imagine millions studying the 210 prophetic points. Imagine Christians learning the general order of the events as they play out. Yet, imagine Christians learning about the 6th seal event described in Revelation chapter 6. The 6th seal event is described as the worst worldwide catastrophe since the flood of Noah. But unlike Noah's time, when only 8 people survived, this interpretation suggests there could be billions of survivors. In part because people may be awakened beforehand. In part because they may understand what is coming. And in part because President Trump may help people recognize the general order of these prophetic events. In that sense, this interpretation presents President Trump as a Christian hero to the world. After the 6th seal event, Christians are warned that the evil mark of the beast monetary system will be established. Perhaps 90% of the world's landmass will fall under its control. Those living in that territory may be forced to accept the system, or face punishment, imprisonment, or death. So ask yourself, how many Christian parents, knowing the 6th seal event is coming, will want to move their families before the world economy collapses? How many will want to escape while travel is still possible? How many will want to reach one of the new kingdoms where they believe God will provide protection? When credible scientific evidence about asteroids, meteorites, or other approaching objects becomes public, imagine what that could do to the economies of the world. Many Christians may realize that traveling while the economy is still stable is the wiser choice. And when the federal government collapses, Christians may flock to the new Christian kingdoms in the United States. Think of the tens of millions, or more, of Christians President Trump could help protect from the mark of the beast system. Think of the people he could help prepare. Think of the people he could help move toward places they believe God will protect during the 6th seal event. The same actions could bless Muslims with greater peace and a better prospect for prosperity. They could bless Israel with greater protection, peace, and security. Israel could develop the weapons it believes it will need. Surrounding territories could be demilitarized, and the entire region could be reorganized. What a tremendous blessing, if this interpretation is correct. Here in the United States, if President Trump chooses to begin this Middle East campaign, the draw closer to Christ revival could move into high gear. People could become ecstatic as they watch prophetic points unfold. They could finally believe they have a source for understanding the general order of biblical events. Many could accept Christ for the first time, and the political consequences would be enormous. The prediction is blunt. Republicans crush the midterm elections. Politicians would receive a mandate from their constituents to prepare for the day President Trump is suddenly broken and the federal government suddenly collapses. Those who support socialism, communism, or a new world order would see the collapse as an opportunity to create new socialist regions along the east and west coasts. In this scenario, Republicans would be excited. Democrats would be excited. Christians around the world would be excited. Muslims would be excited. Israelis would be excited. And President Trump? President Trump would have accomplished something far greater than winning an election. He would have helped prepare Christians to recognize the general order of prophetic events. He would have helped prepare the United States for a new future. He would have helped establish new Christian kingdoms. He would have helped Christians around the world escape the mark of the beast system. and he would have helped prepare people to reach places where they believe God will protect them. And, according to this interpretation, almost all of it comes down to one decision: President Trump choosing to do what God, through the Bible, has already said he is going to do. Won't that look great on President Trump's resume come Judgment Day? Somehow, someway, President Trump needs to see this immediately. Are you catching the vision? President Trump removes Erdogan, redraws the Middle East, fulfills his prophetic assignment, ignites a worldwide revival, wakes up America to prepare for what's coming: new kingdoms, new systems, the mark of the beast economy, the sixth seal, and for those who align with God now, potentially, greater blessings, prosperity, protection. As promised, MOPE, the mother of all plans delivered to you. Now let's work to deliver it to President Trump and all we can. President Trump's task is enormous. For a brief moment, your first assignment is simple, yet the sum of the small can change it all. For God. With God. To His glory. Press the like button. Make a meaningful comment. Do you want to see the mother of all plans happen? Say so, for your loved ones and all humanity. Then, care to share. Your loved ones, all humanity. The sum of the small can change it all. That's your ever so simple assignment for the next minute or so. Simple, but the sum of the small changes everything. Your next assignment: examine the record, challenge every claim, look for the fundamental error that hundreds of scholars have not produced in 2 decades. This is a crusade of attention, a crusade of examination, a crusade to make sure a warning is not ignored when it may matter most. Like, share, and comment to help this go everywhere. SignsHappening.com. Free yet priceless to you, your loved ones, and all humanity. No credit card, no catch, no marketing you to death. Just the rest of us building on love, kindness, and common courtesy, and 7 free missions to transform our lives forever. Let's pick up the conversation in the free app you can get at SignsHappening.com.